already. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut it out.
Okay.
Now the measurements for the theater are going to go from the inside here to the out, so that's where I want to cut from, is from the inside. It's just a piece of paper and you can print it again. Don't get married to it. It's okay.
Too late, I'm already engaged.
I see what you did there. If you've never used a knife before, don't cut yourself, okay? They hurt.
What if you have used a knife before?
Then still, don't cut yourself.
In period styles, I was making my model and the knife slipped off the table and straight into my leg with my full force behind it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was cutting a block of cheese at work the other day, and I snapped them through my fingers. I was hand sewing, and I thought my knee was the pin cushion, and I almost stabbed it.
I was hand
job,
sewing and I sat on my pin cushion.
I've done that too. You know, sometimes you just need to sit on your pincushion, okay?
Sometimes you do.
We don't need to worry about these curvy pieces. We just want, I should be using my ruler.
Yeah, set a good example for us. Come on now.
Always use your ruler to keep your lines nice and straight.
How are your followers supposed to know?
Internet famous, I should be.
You got like 6 likes on your video as well.
Post a
there's
comment.
there's
That
one
was like
clown who said it
overnight.
sucks though. Okay.
I bet
Done,
they
right?
didn't even watch
Perfect.
the video yet.
No.
You can delete comments.
It is a fake fan, you're right.
One of those trolls.
So what I'm going to do now is just line this up with a corner of my foam core, which I have for you guys.
This is the part I was talking about. I was like, how
I started doing
I'll
it.
see you.
I finally know what foam core is.
That made sense. The artsy.
Are you
Same.
gonna let us use those You're not pens? lined up, bro.
No,
Yeah.
it was above.
I thought it was lined up. I lined it up once.
You were, and then you
Yeah, you
moved
bumped it.
And then I bumped it.
Y'all watched it happen.
I don't have pins for everybody, so you have to get your own.
Oh no,
It said on the
pins.
We're gonna get another bad comment on
Hey, I paid for the foam
I'll bring-
core and all the
I
other
have
stuff,
so
and
many
that's
pins.
expensive.
I'll just bring them all for you guys.
Thank you.
For a second, I was ready to feel like, wait, isn't that a pencil? Like, something else. Okay.
My dog tried to eat my
So I use the ground
that's
plan to give me something to trace,
Okay.
so that you don't have to measure it out with your scale rule.
Oh, thank you so much.
Smart.
My roommate's dog tried to run into my hot iron. He did not. He was really close. He was flirting with danger.
Becky.
Okay.
No, the other roommate's dog.
Now I'm going to cut this out. Now with foam core, the sharper your blade, the better.
Oh.
So if you don't know how old your blade is, just get a new one. The older the blade, the more it's going to tear out the inside of your foam core, and you really don't want that.
I'm going for a haunted house look, and I want it to be jagged.
Do that with your model, not your model blocks.
It's a haunted theater now, alright?
Perfect,
Caine
okay.
Lyric
All
is
right, there you go.
supposedly haunted.
So I'm going to switch out my blade.
Okay.
Put that in the candy for Halloween.
Do what you want.
Oh my gosh, Preston.
Using your nice, brand new straight edge.
He said put the razor in Halloween candy for children.
Oh.
I've been laughing at whoever said this in September.
Because that was what was wrong with the statement.
So about how many times do I have to go over the same line?
This is about my fourth, but you'll tell when it's undone. You'll hear it click and it'll break off.
So do not just hack your way into it and force it through.
Correct. Do it nice and nice and smooth.
Swipe
Just
kind of person.
and the newer
Yeah,
your blade
into
is, the
like-
better it's going to be anyway. So.
I don't know how long my blade is.
I don't know how you
Well, I also have new blades that you can get from me.
I'll have to test it.
I have newer blades you can get from me too. I try to cover as much as I can in this class. So you guys can buy your own dang push pins, okay?
Do we need a green little mat?
Yes,
You can get
if
them at the
you're,
dollar
you
store.
will not want to cut on the tables. You'll need a mat. There are some around that you can
There's little ones
use,
like this big
but
at the dollar store.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do that then.
You probably
You
want a
don't need-
bigger one.
You don't need a huge one.
You don't need it.
okay, the curve is going to be the trickiest part. This is where you do have to kind of freehand
Big
it.
enough for this. That, you're right.
Just,
Now-
where's your curvy ruler?
Think about, well, it's too hard to cut it.
Oh.
Doesn't give you enough space. Think about the foam core in layers. There's the board layer, the foam layer, and then another board layer. You just got to get through those. So the first thing I did here was I basically scored enough to get through the first foam layer. Oh man, it's not doing very good. Now I'm going to push a little harder and follow the same line to get through the foam layer.
Yeah, cry.
Start over.
And my third push is really hard to get me through the last bottom layer.
You did that.
Oh, this makes me nervous.
Imagine how surgeons feel, guys. Like, come on.
This is why I'm in theater, not a surgeon.
They go through a lot of school before they get to an actual human.
You don't think in their like
I'm sure they have dead
surgery
bodies.
class, they're like, let's just.
They're random surgery
Well,
class.
they have cadavers.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they're dead.
I know, but
What are they gonna do?
what are the stakes
You know
at
how
that
the
point?
dentist
So if I look at the bottom, I can see where maybe I haven't gotten all the way through.
Oh, you don't wanna just tear it.
No, don't just tear it. Flip it over and look. Come on. Take pride in your work. I do great on your model box ability boarding.
That is exactly.
Did you hear
what I
that?
would do.
He grazed on her model box abilities.
I do great on how well it looks.
Oh, what's gonna be nice about our first model box, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so here's the bottom that I just created. Okay,
Is that good? What would you grade that?
this would be an A.
I don't know, because you went through there.
I did. Okay, I'll take off 3 points for that. So the next thing I need to do, excuse me, I want to start by building the back wall next. So I don't know how tall I build this one.
Say Joe.
It's rectangle.
Joe
I went
Mama.
up with this one to give myself space to make the arch. I gave it extra, so I went up
I don't
23
know why
feet.
it's so small.
Did Joe make that? Yeah, did Joe?
Joe made this box?
Technically a rectangle, yes.
Yeah, Joe made this box.
And then he wrote his name in Russian.
I guess.
Isn't it just Joe, but
And then how wide?
It's a different alphabet, Preston.
Okay, so I'm gonna build up 23 feet, but my distance from edge to edge is 36, so.
How do we know that we need to build up? Oh, never mind.
You just told us.
I know. I was like, why would you say that?
We're going on a field trip to theater to measure it.
Everybody.
She just did that. Oh, you did different theater though. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is, I'm actually gonna start from the corner and work my way over. The better straight edges you can find on your model, on your foam core, the better square things are gonna turn out for you, so. 36 inches gets me to here, okay?
6 inches.
Or 36 feet gets me to there. Coming up 23 gets me to here. I grab my ruler or my triangle. Can't get the right words. Square. This thing.
Oh, well, I'm trying to look.
Come over.
Reach their own.
If I could do things as fast as Paul, this world would be a better place.
Would you enter
You'd have
in
already
Thunder
cured
if that's
cancer.
how old model boxes?
very speedy.
Going back to my,
Yeah, Paul, why haven't you cured cancer?
it just,
He's too busy building model
I'm
boxes.
too busy answering your guys' questions all the time and trying to get likes on YouTube, so. Cancer's gonna have to wait.
Oh my God. Oh, you bet your ass I will.
On Paul's channel.
That will be very good for views.
Paul, you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's why he's saying he wants likes and
I
comments.
know, but I
It's
didn't.
He wants
my
subscribers.
school's, it's my school's account.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
So he doesn't have to teach us, he can just teach one class and
Okay.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah. So if we ever have to go back online,
So that
this
when
is
I
how it
get those
goes.
texts from you guys, can you help me with this? No, I don't want to help you. Watch my YouTube
I
channel.
have a video up on YouTube.
Okay, now,
God.
because I like my things to look a lot nicer than just sticking them on here like this, I'm going to teach you the next step.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh, the next step is
Putting
carving
it
out
on
a little
wrong?
corner so that it matches up pretty.
Exactly.
What?
It'll make sense.
Ah.
what?
Ah.
Nani?
Oh.
Oh, he's really gonna cut
Okay,
into that.
now this one, I'm not going to cut all the way through. I want to get through the top layer and into the foam, but I don't want to get through the bottom layer of cardboard.
Now we're getting into surgery.
That does sound like.
Cancer has to wait though.
This is not.
I did
cancer
2
surgery.
scores, and then I'm going to take my knife.
Oh. Oh, he went crooked.
That's
Oh.
okay.
Uh-uh.
What? Not for the views, Paul.
Your audience disagrees.
There's one more step. Don't fret, people.
We're fretting.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm
Step is to
stressing.
go
This
to
is
new
giving me
phone calls.
flashbacks when I stabbed my leg.
Maybe you should like patch
Well, don't hold it on your leg.
That's Paul stuff.
I had full control over my knife.
Yeah, whatever.
Take your
Paul
triangle.
is a professional.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this big
Ooh.
Ah.
There you go. And then you guys,
Look at him go.
we'll take a dab of
Were we
glue.
supposed to have glue too?
Yep, you'll have to have glue. I can't buy everything for you guys. Come on.
Is hot glue acceptable?
Ooh, yes. It's
Oh,
hot.
that tore. I think that was already torn though.
Acceptable? Is hot glue acceptable?
It will be much more difficult to work with, but it will melt the foam core.
Yeah.
So I picked this up at the dollar store for $1. Actually, it was on sale
I
at Walmart.
picked this up at
Actually,
the dollar store for $1.
this was actually at Walmart for 45 cents.
Oh, it goes on purple.
If
It goes on
everybody-
purple
if
and
you
dries
just wanna
clear.
Venmo me, I'll buy it for
So you
$1.
guys would put a layer of glue in the back
Neat.
just to daub it on there, and then you'd pin it, and it'd eventually hold itself. So the next one,
Okay, wait, pause. If anybody wants me to pick them up, glue or pins, I'm going to Walmart today. You just Venmo me and I'll
Pens. Oh,
pins.
Okay.
Open your ears.
so the side measurement is going to be to 23 feet, and so they're going to make a 23 foot by 23 foot square.
Raise your
I can do your extra well today, but only in front of me. Behind me is a little.
Wait, do we need to buy the phone cord?
No, I have the foam core.
I'm sorry, I was late.
Unacceptable.
Who's gonna mark your
You're doing
accent
great.
now?
23
Love you too.
by 23. Back to the triangle.
Oh, to grab these rolls? This one and this one?
It's a Mickey pretzel. Did you get
Yeah.
the cards?
Yes. And then 23, 23 to get the second double walls. These walls?
Oh, okay.
I'm just using trash foam core. You guys, this is trash foam core.
It's not too bad.
Maybe if you complimented it every once in a while, it would start feeling better.
Maybe, Preston,
Seriously.
you might be right. So Mindy cut her finger once doing this, sliced right across it. We went to the hospital and waited like 3 hours, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just put some new skin on it." And I was like, "I would fucking put new skin on at my house." Are you kidding me? Mindy cut her finger, sliced it.
And she said, let me just put some new skin on it?
No, we went to the ER, and the ER said that. The ER's like, "We're just gonna put some new skin on it, let you go."
What is new?
It's like a super glue stuff.
Yeah.
It's a liquid glue.
Oh,
Putting like new skin on.
That's my part.
So then we had to pay the ER bill and everything like that for them to put new skin on there, and waited 3 hours.
That's what happened for me too.
Medical
But I was a stupid 8-year-old who put like the neck of a bottle on my thumb that I found out in the soccer field.
Oh, that's good. Rabies, huh?
So 3 hours and $150 bill, and we just got new skin fingers. It was great.
Well,
feel like that's not the right line.
I didn't say I got rabies.
Stacy.
I said rabies.
I said rabies, because what if like a raccoon or dog?
It was more likely that a human man
One time, a girl totally sewed through her finger. Like the thread was like through her finger.
I'm hearing some random stuff over here, guys.
Listen, Allie, I'm gonna not talk about that.
thing where you don't cut all the way through.
Correct. We're doing the same thing. You're not going to cut all the way through.
And then you take your square
Doing
across
surgery
it.
on a grave.
The customer's like, no.
We just add new skin to it.
You stabbed yourself?
Yeah, I was opening a block of Gruyere cheese. And then my knife went into my finger.
Where do you work?
Had a paper towel wrapped around me. Our first aid kit at my work is not great. And then a customer
Whose
came,
is?
and my coworker had to help the customer, and then she spilled a toenail drink on the floor. So I was like bleeding with one hand, mopping the floor with another, and then we got like a little band-aid and duct tape it on me.
Where
Oh,
do you
now I
work?
got to do some on this side too.
Wait, why?
Green
What?
cotton.
Oh, that's
Why?
right. I saw. Oh, it's not straight. It's so
It's
flat.
so good.
Because it's doing, because now I got to bump up against this one, so now I got to trim some off of this side.
Well, he didn't glue it.
This is also flying. Oh my
Stacy's
gosh, the look he
trying
just
to.
gave me. Oh
She's
my
like, if I kill him, maybe this project won't have to happen.
I threw the glue at you, not a razor.
If I kill Paul, this project will never be due.
I mean, he's got a point, you're right.
What it was like to say
Everyone gets me. I was gonna say everyone.
Let's are you stone into this.
Take it to the store and give it new
So now I'm doing one up the side because I need to butt it up with another wall. So, same thing.
That's how you know you're a real Jesus follower.
I got his shoes.
I got shoes too, yeah. Sorry, Paul.
Why did I choose special?
You are going to be okay, I promise.
Okay. I wonder sometimes.
Did you just do it on?
Wait, I have a question, Paul.
Yeah.
Should I glue it and then try doing the sides, or should I pin it, do what you're doing right now, and pin it and then like do all the measurements for the sides?
Huh?
I wouldn't.
Should she
Should you wait to glue it?
or should she wait like you're doing?
Doesn't matter. It's completely what you want to do.
We'll make our decisions for us.
Also
Remember-
buy us pins and glue.
I told you, you pay me and I'll buy it for you.
These are just T-pins.
T-pins?
I normally just have regular little pins, but I grabbed the wrong container from my office, but these will work.
If you go, the dollar store has
Okay,
like.
now you see how the clean lines, I mean, this is torn, so it's not really clean there, but you see how the lines are nice and clean by doing that?
That's actually a really nice technique. I really enjoy
That's what you really want to do, so.
Wait. So you're not gonna glue them?
Where'd my little ground plan go?
You will glue them.
Your ground plan's right here, dog.
Oh, there it is, never mind.
Then why do we need pins?
So they
So that it holds while it's
while it
glued.
dries. So you're not sitting there like,
If
I did that, mine would not.
Well, did you do?
I know, I do.
I
Put
kind
the
of
walls
did,
on
yeah.
the inside.
That's okay, we'll fix it.
What happened?
He did it wrong.
What do you mean?
What? Paul did something wrong?
He's not perfect.
Yes, he is, Stacy. Don't say that.
Well,
If Eric was here.
I know he'd murder me probably. Don't tell him, Ellie.
Okay.
Would Eric defend my honor?
Eric would. He would yell at me because
He would
apparently you're
defend my
not
honor.
perfect. Me saying that you're not
Paul
perfect.
is the perfect man.
Okay.
He is. He taught us how to drink water.
And then I had a conversation with Courtney today about spilling water on myself.
Don't worry about it.
It's called growth.
Wait, why are
Remember, you're perfect.
that in
You
there?
can't all be perfect in the beginning.
Yes.
So once I put my ground plan in here, I'm gonna cut this line. But not all the way, actually, I will cut it all the way through.
Oh my gosh. It's commitment.
And this one.
Oh, it's because it's been so guys.
And then I'm gonna wiggle it a little bit on the final cut. Yep.
You're crazy, bro. Doesn't that make it not look nice? You guys have a pumpkin carving tool?
Okay, so I need to know the length of this wall now, which is going to be
Congrats.
8 foot and about
And about
8
Make a real
inches.
measurement, please.
8 foot and 8 inches. That is a real measurement. Come on.
Yeah, well, you said, and a little bit. It's like,
8 inches and a bit.
it's a sprinkle of,
Why do you wiggle it on the last cut?
I'll show you.
Okay.
It'll make more sense when I can tell you.
Tell us to show.
so,
Wait,
Both.
what is this thing? The corner bit. The diagonal bit.
They're called splay walls.
Display wall.
oh, shiz balls. I just got a text from Stefan. And, yeah, I did.
Is it for the cast list?
It's probably about something about the cast list, but currently I'm recording, so can't look at it. Sorry, everyone.
Well, you're in class. You
you're in
shouldn't be
class.
looking at text
Well,
messages
it just
anyway.
popped up. I can't. I'm sorry, Paul.
Don't be sorry to me. Be sorry to your grade.
Hey, I haven't even made a model box yet, so. Well, in this class.
What's holding you up?
I have made a model box before, but. It's 11:01. Oh, what did you ask?
I don't understand.
Oh, I can. Oh. Oh no. Oh, it's not there.
It's the bookstore.
It's the bookstore email.
Yep, I was like, oh, was that from Stacy? But she's right there.
Okay, so you made
I made a splay wall.
8 by 8.
This is the display wall, right?
Yeah, no, it's 8.
That's that.
It's by 23 tall. It has to be 23 tall.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're different sizes?
Or what different sizes?
Wiggled it so
These.
you could widen it and slide it in.
You got it.
Genius.
It's really a group effort.
I just love the feel of home.
What the?
Bailey figured it out.
Oh,
figured
Bailey,
it
good
Don't
job.
target me like this.
You're a genius, Bailey. Stop.
Oh.
We're almost on the same tier.
Stick the thing in the thing.
Stick the thingy in the thingy.
Yep. And so when I widened it, or when I tried to wiggle it, it's supposed to help it
He's making a wall.
making it a little wider, but you might have to go back and. It's going to be completely hidden, so you're not going to see it.
Completely.
You just need to make it a little bit wider so you can slide this in here.
You know what I think every theater should have? A like small to scale theater that like.
Now this is the only corner that I don't care as much about it being clean. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could try to make this a little wider, but it's more important that I get this angle correct. So this is the corner that I'm less worried about. This model box I did much better at, but
I thought Joe did it.
oh, Joe did that one. Yeah.
I'm trying to trade credit for somebody else's work. That's like curing cancer.
So then I pinned it and I would glue that whole thing. Now you could make this wall a little longer and try to cover it and cut the angles if you wanted to, like this. That would be fine.
Are we gonna get graded on that?
No. If this edge looks like this, that's fine.
Thank goodness.
Now,
I don't think it's
the next step you would do is finish this wall, build this wall, and then you would put your arch up here.
do I have an arch?
How do you make an arch?
Just like the proscenium.
You just make a rectangle, and then you find the height, and then you cut the
I
arch
think
in.
it was more like, how do you get it to stay on there?
All he did was pin it from up here on the top. Glue and pins.
I do see them down here.
Glue and pins. Allie.
Glue and pins. After you glue it, you can take the pins out, but sometimes they don't come out.
Because remember he
so
said he
you
grabbed
just
the wrong
kinda have to
pins when
leave
he
them
bought
at that
this.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
You can get
Joe
like,
decided to leave the tiny
you can get a huge
Yeah.
thing of these.
You should probably leave the pins in if you didn't glue it.
Why did
I'm not worried about this extra section right here because basically that is kind of thick enough. I'm not worried about this little extra rectangular nub on the end, so
What if I add it? Do I get extra credit?
no. You'll have the satisfaction of having added that.
No,
So
it won't be satisfying if I don't get extra credit.
you won't
Sorry.
get extra credit for it, sorry.
The nub's not losing.
If you do everything to satisfy others, you'll never be truly happy, baby.
Oh, wow, she's getting all deep on this.
What'd you say?
I'm glad everyone heard that but you.
I didn't see what Paul was doing. I was looking at
I'm gonna slide my ground plan into this. So let's just assume I've finished my model box now, because I need to get to the next step before class is over.
Oh my gosh, did you guys go?
25 minutes, Paul.
25 minutes? Oh crap. I'm running
Till
low on
before we
time.
go
I think you're doing great.
at 11:30.
Hey, Rachel, what's up? This is it, right? No, that's not it. Is that yours? No.
We're printing our own out.
What? That's from
Do you really think he would have printed that for us? He didn't buy his glue and pens.
You guys haven't emailed me your file. How can I print it if I don't have your file?
Okay, if I email you my file.
You might be able to work something behind the scenes.
He says, I don't want to print your shit either.
Dude, last week,
Probably.
Rachel was wondering why my son was over there.
Okay, so let's assume now that I've finished my whole model box and I've got that done. I've stuck my ground plan into here so that I know where things go. You, Allie, will you hand me that thing of Bristol? We just set that off. Will you hand me that top thing of Bristol board? Cool. And then hand me the other one as well. That's just, I see, they're the same thing. These just have different kinds of Bristol board, and then I'll show you. So there's two different kinds of Bristol board. There's the, well, this came out the same. No, I have the Bristol for you. There's some that's shiny, which is not this anymore. This is smooth Bristol board. You can get some that has texture. You can get some that's also shiny. So, but I have the Bristol board for you. I'll give you guys some to start with.
How many times can you say Bristol board?
Bristol board. Now, pay attention right here, because this is the step that's going to save you guys a lot of heartache and time.
What are we
Okay.
done with?
So we're going to start building our walls now in Bristol board. And I can do the really painstaking process of building every single wall individually and then trying to stick them in there. Or I can think about it ahead of time and figure out how can I do this best. So if I give these walls labels A, B, C, keep going.
You shouldn't have started talking.
Congratulations.
You know how to count to the letter G.
I'm going to first figure out how high I want my walls to be. And I know that I want
said
my
that on
walls to be
purpose.
10 feet. Okay? 10 feet. That's what I want my walls to be. But I'm going to draw them at 11 feet. Why?
Because you can fold it under.
Fold the bottom under. Exactly. So I go to the edge of my Bristol board.
He really says think ahead out.
I'm going to mark a foot. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to find my 10-foot mark here. So there it is. Okay. Come to the other side of the paper.
Side of the paper.
Okay, you're copying everything he says now.
It's so she
Do you want to teach?
Another foot. 10 foot. Now I'm going to draw a line straight across.
Oh. Wait, didn't you say draw 11, but you measured 10?
But the extra.
But he measured from the extra.
From here to here is 10.
Oh, he's
I
really
added the
drawing
foot
like.
My
that's
walls
10
are 10 feet tall.
That's 8. Well, I'm okay. Hold on.
Just watch. Just watch.
I'm paying attention.
Right now I'm figuring out the height. I'm using the whole length of the paper. I figured out the height of the walls, right?
Allie, why
Wall
are you looking
A
at me?
is 4 feet.
Because I'm.
The wall is what?
Wall A is 4 feet long.
See why she copies him now.
Wall B is, I didn't get the whole measurement. That's 3, so it's 6 feet. A, B, C is 3,
Can we glue down our
Yeah.
ground plan?
Give
Nine.
me one long strip of wall, and then
Is
just
that
measure
9?
out each wall.
3
section,
feet,
so it doesn't have to go through the same
4 feet.
rectangle every time.
Oh no, that's 6 feet. 6 feet.
Michelle, what comes after
C.
B?
That's a 10-foot wall.
Why do all the letters almost sound the same?
D. E is a little 1-footer. I just said a little bit ago, eh? And then I got 4 feet of space, which I don't want to include because there's a hole there. There's a staircase. So I'm going to jump to the next wall, which is another 1-foot wall. Another 1 foot. And then I'm going to add in another 4-foot wall.
Because it takes a lot of time and is obnoxious.
E, F,
G.
G. Good job. Now I'm going to take my triangle.
I'm relearning the alphabet.
Allie, I'm gonna have to ask you to put that down, please. You needed permission? Oh, I was like, you don't need permission. You
Don't
can
lose my precious.
still, again, trying to take credit.
Redo this little bit at the bottom, or can we just tape
What
in
little
our
bit?
ground plan?
No, that's why you print it off, is so you can tape it in there.
You can.
I printed that one off. I just did that
Put it
one.
in, right?
I just did that one when I did the One Act Festival, so I showed them how to draw out a ground plan with it.
So why did Joe write his name on the bottom of yours?
Because Joe made that box.
Joe made the
Oh
box.
my god.
I made the model, Joe made the box. I needed a model box for this demo class, and Joe's box was kicking around, so I just borrowed it.
Borrowed it from Barb.
Just kicking around.
Boy, a minute, please.
All right. Now I've got a door here in wall B, so I'm gonna measure over the 1'6".
I hate that we have to go so fast in this class. Oh my gosh.
It's a 3 foot
I
wide
said-
door.
I hate that we have to go so fast in this class. 'Cause I haven't even finished drafting yet.
You have time. I've given you time.
I know. I just haven't used it. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, me either.
Okay. Well, I'm not
6'8".
the only one, so that's good.
Here's my door.
Oh yeah, I thought those were the size.
I mean, Dom was done the first class. After Paul said, "Okay, we're doing Vectorworks," he
Didn't
said,
you listen on the syllabus day where I said everybody's gonna work at their own speed?
"Oh, I did," but I'm just.
But we're all gonna be graded at the same speed.
But due dates panic me.
Yes, Courtney.
Just gonna draw in this molding on this door.
Oh, molding.
Getting real fancy.
Molded my ball.
What? It's like adding dimensions.
Should be molding your model.
That looks so good.
Part of the requirements of your sketch is to have molding, right?
What did you say?
Okay, now I've got a wall over here. It's also 1'6"
Oh,
over
it is
on this wall.
Put 6 over? Did you say you have a wall on the wall?
I have a window. That was my bad.
To the window.
Whoa! Gonna give it. Gonna give it my all.
No!
Yes, we're trying to make it clean and appropriate in this class.
Okay. No more
There is a
things.
YouTube video happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Family
trying to
friendly.
all these ad revenue. We don't want to say stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I already did, so it's fine.
I'll bleep it out.
We'll just
Yeah.
bleep it.
Oh,
Yeah.
someone else better edit this video. It ain't me.
But the bleeps will just be like your recording of your voice going
Yeah,
beep.
we're
You edit that in, and you good.
Draw on your butt? Not yet.
I'll send it to you first, and then you can send it to Paul.
Not for us to draw it.
I will try today.
Okay, I got one window. Then I've got another window, and I want it the same height, so I'm just gonna measure over.
Just gonna do it. I'm gonna be able to draw it today now because I
And it
don't
needs
have
to go
any-
over 3 feet. Yeah, you got a 6-hour nap to take, remember?
That's on
6 hour nap.
Oh, that's on Tuesday. That's drafting day. That's right.
Take notes on it.
Wait, so next, what are we doing next class? What did you say?
So
Workday.
I might not take
Workday for model boxes.
You have 2 work days for model boxes.
And Bristol board pieces?
Yep.
Okay. So then the whole thing has to be done in 2 days.
Today
No,
was.
there's a due date.
get
What's the due date on the paper? October 5th.
Nobody brought
I gave everybody a paper.
Nobody
did.
brought it.
We gave everyone a
October 5th is when it's all due.
My word, Katie said it like twice.
And it's alright.
Like Katie doesn't exist.
What?
Katie? Who's Katie?
What's Katie?
Why is Katie?
Where is Katie?
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Who's on first? I'm glad you got that right.
I
Thank
just guesstimated it right now,
you. We don't like guesstimation.
so I can get through this.
My grandparents used to host really fancy Christmas parties for my grandpa's company, and they would always do the who's on first bit. Super cute.
It's so fun.
All right, now wall G. I'm gonna put a picture hanging on wall G.
Yeah. But they weren't like they weren't necessarily fancy. They lived in a mobile home, but you know, dressed up.
the
They had
party
it's a
was
fancy,
fancy,
yes.
The party was
So
fancy.
fun.
The party was fancy.
That's how
The
like
potty?
all the parties were in the 60s.
The potty was fancy.
I want to go to a ball.
Okay,
bar?
now I'm gonna put some
Yeah.
what's it called?
A bar sounds good too.
Baseboard. Yeah, that's the word. So now that I've got all the wall on here and I know where there's a door, I can just literally draw a straight line across to the door.
Measure it.
No,
And to
definitely
there.
didn't.
Definitely didn't, but that's okay.
Boom. It's an
And
older
that's
home.
the molding.
That's
Wow, that's beautiful.
now
and
a
it's
chair
not even
rail.
measured.
We'll put a chair rail in. Chair rail wants to go in at 3 feet.
It's a rail for your chair.
It's a real picture, so it doesn't hit. Do you see?
That makes
see on
so
both of
much
those,
sense.
there's like a little.
And I know that you guys will be
The
much
chair
more perfect
hits
about this
that
because I'm
before it hits
speeding
the
through
wall.
it, but you guys will actually take the time to measure out all of the widths, make sure they're right.
Yes.
It was not in the description.
Okay.
And you would never put the window going through your chair rail like that, so
Yeah.
you'll think about that ahead. Or if you do, you'll line it up exactly on the bottom.
Just chair well.
You're building this the same way they built the black box.
Okay. And then I've got molding I want to do along the top.
But that's
Crown
not the point of the
molding.
class, Ellie. I know, exactly.
Molding for like a foot?
No.
Sure. Why not? I'm gonna cut it out.
Why is your foot moldy, Preston?
Never heard It's of a it. homecoming thing.
One of the fancy parties my grandparents went to, though, the people in the past, is that they had a baby
You've
alligator.
never, I told you about that last semester.
And then the baby
I did
alligator
it my
would go
first
in
semester.
people's
It's a
heels,
joke.
and then the women in the fancy dresses would like squeal and they were all running around because the baby alligator.
I was like,
Okay. Now, I need to find out how long I made this entire thing.
What are you cutting now?
32 feet.
Wait, what are you doing now? What's the next step you're doing?
I am going to add a 3-dimensional baseboard to this. So,
Yeah.
exactly, because I know how to.
Add a 3-dimensional baseboard.
I'm so tired.
three-dimensional.
We're gonna rock with 6 inches here.
I need some of that glue.
Are you gonna get high off my glue?
Yes.
Fixing something.
I don't think it's the right kind of glue, guys.
Well, apparently you have to be 18 to buy silly string
And spray tan. What's
Yeah.
the point?
Why?
because you
they
can
think
get high off of
Because
it.
they think 18-year-olds are.
You also have to be 18 to buy aerosol deodorant.
Yeah,
And knives.
What?
knives.
You have to be 18 to buy knives.
Specific knives. Yeah.
I bought a tiny Swiss Army knife and they made me show my ID.
I'm gonna need my glue here in a second,
It was
Allie.
a Swiss Army knife. I worked at Cabela's, and there was certain pocket knives that under 18-year-olds could buy. Like just like there are certain. Oh,
Like you can buy like
No,
Boy
I'm
Scout
just closing it.
knives and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I found out that
I feel like you get really high off something that goes on
because
purple.
I tried it and I worked in the clothes, but sometimes I have to cover
Makes it purple.
and you know, under 18,
Your lungs will be purple.
I was like,
Cool.
Well, I was in student government in high school, and we always had to take one extra person with us when we went shopping for things because we weren't 18, and we had to buy spray paint for a bunch of our events. And so we'd like grab an 18-year-old to come with us. It just sounds like you like walk out of this like the store and be like, "Are there any 18-year-olds around?" What? It's not even like real 3D. It's just another strip of paper. But it adds the effect.
Sorry.
Like even because it's big paper.
if you put enough glue, it'll stick.
And it dries clear anyway,
Right
so.
there.
Forever to dry though.
He's actually
Blow dry.
7 layers of baseboard. No, it's gonna dry.
7 layers.
You could. That's how I would do crown molding. I would do layer upon layer and build it out more thick that way. So what it does is it adds a small layer. It adds a small flare to your thing.
I know Joe did not bring glue for class. He's gonna make us use the crappy glue stick. I can feel it. You know where I'm from? Oh, I'm bad now, but I was way over there off stage. Well, you should just ask Paul if you can remember.
I told you I'd buy glue.
No, it's for directing. It's for today. Ready to protect.
Oh yeah.
Well, then ask Paul to use glue.
Okay.
I know, and I know he did not.
So now we need to think. We need to talk about how scoring things work. So there, I've added some definition. If I wanted to, I'd go
Yeah.
through and do all of the rest of this. I'm gonna let this sit for a second so it can dry while we talk about scoring. Okay.
Add layers upon layers.
Yes.
Oh.
You should be adding layers to give it dimension.
On the baseboard?
Baseboard molding, trim, that kind of stuff.
Are you gonna do the crown molding?
How do you subtract
If I have
layers from
time.
the windows?
You cut it out.
Cut it
Cut
out.
it out.
Oh.
My God.
Come on, Preston.
Okay, so the Bristol board is a little thicker than normal paper. It's more like a light cardstock. And so if you're careful with it, you can do what's called scoring, which is where you cut through just half of the paper and allows you to fold it better. So now
don't
think
fuck
about
up.
it this way. If you score on this side, I'm just doing a thin little cut.
Which side?
It folds the opposite direction. So get a nice clean fold.
Oh, are you telling us this because we have to cut both sides of our wall?
Yes.
Why?
You'll see in a minute. Okay? But so if I score it on this side
You have other angles.
and I try to fold it on the same side I scored it, it works, but it doesn't look as clean when you come back the other direction. Score on the opposite side that you want to be folding from. So if the wall wants to go this way in my ground plan, but the next wall wants to bend the opposite direction, I'll score on the back side.
So do we not cut these apart from each other? We just fold them?
You'll fold them.
Okay.
The only one I need to cut apart is right here in between where the staircase is.
Okay.
So that'll be the first thing I'm gonna do right now is I'll come back. I need to put my knife back together now.
And your
It's a little
baseboard is
Why did you
gonna
switch your
get
blade
pulled
again?
off.
I didn't, it came out.
It keeps falling out. No, you teach them how to do it and say, make it, and then you can have a dollhouse.
Listen, I would.
This man's door opens the wrong way.
This man?
This man's door.
Okay.
Ollie, he has a name.
So I cut it here because there's a staircase in
It's
between
Paul's
these.
door. Joe's
So these
mom's.
two can't stick together very well and help me get what I need to over there. So
Are you gonna build the staircase?
I probably will at some point, yes.
How do you make stairs?
Oh, that's a whole nother
Okay,
time.
that's a whole nother topic.
That's why I didn't make.
All right, so if I need to have wall A sit this way and wall B needs to come out at another angle, what side am I gonna score?
The backs.
What's your other angle?
It's gotta come here, making a 9-degree angle folding this way.
The
Fold the
backside.
back side. So the first step I'm gonna do, put a little notch at the top,
You're gonna score the front.
put a little notch at the bottom, so that when I flip it over, I have two little notches that I can line up.
Look at you being so big brain.
What if you accidentally cut all the way
Now,
through?
a thin score is all I need to do.
Yeah, press as hard as you can.
You guys lied to me. Just kidding. Just throwing you off. Okay, now I actually need to cut this base down here.
Your baseboard didn't stay.
I need to cut this little section down here
Cut what section?
So that you can fold it.
so that I can fold it.
So that's how you glue to foam.
Okay?
And now it can stand all by itself.
So now B is here, while C needs to go this way, so what side do I need to score it on? The front side.
That was so loud. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
look at you being
Also
big brained,
score the
Michelle.
little Flappy flap on the bottom.
The flappy flap?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Let's not say that again.
You cut all the way through.
Or I mean like going this way.
I'm not gonna get subscribers anyway. It's okay.
Now the bottom part after the
Oh,
baseboard down here, I'm just gonna cut through that because I'm gonna need to score here and fold the
I'm not
flappy
bleeping
flap
that.
down.
I don't know what you said to me.
You flip the camera several times.
Okay,
Oh,
now I'm
wow.
gonna fold it.
Turn your head.
Now the next
Turn
one
your
needs to
head.
go
Turn your computer.
on the,
I don't know what to tell you.
It's like
the right side.
back side. The back side. Put a little notch in there.
I know.
Put a little notch in there.
No, like right? Here, let me just grab this. I just get it. What's the back side? And then I'll get the front side. Ah, yes.
So
Fold
wherever
it.
the ankle goes out,
Need to
it's
cut the
other
bottom.
From this view.
Score the flappy flap.
I was not.
Well, let's score the flap. You're right.
Score the flap.
Even Preston was even saying it, and I
10
didn't
out of
even.
10. Actually, this one's more like an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
God.
Now the last wall
That's
is a nice 90-degree angle, so I also need to score that back side as well.
Oh my gosh, she's so little.
Where?
Oh,
Over
right
there.
What show were they doing?
That's
That's
Christmas
Christmas
pageant.
Oh, okay. I was hoping that was a really weird version of Pirates of Penzance.
Like the one that
Maybe
came
next
to Wall.
time.
Oh, you have 6 minutes before 11:30.
5 minutes.
Okay.
There she goes.
4 minutes.
She goes again.
Oh my gosh, no, that's in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Now,
love
the other thing I'm going to do is on the doorway, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the whole bottom
You're cutting out the whole bottom?
of the door.
Okay.
Because the door can open and close without a bottom.
I think that's Sky.
Oh yeah, Sky was.
Yeah, with
I didn't remember.
with their wig.
Now,
Now.
That wig was in.
I'm going to cut through this side of the door and the top of the door.
And the top of the door.
And I'm going to score the side of the door.
You're
Who wants
scoring
to
this
do this
side?
with me? Like, we can have like a study.
Let's have a party.
Yeah.
We literally have 2 work days for this.
Preston, we want to get together outside of class.
We'll
We know
get
we get nothing done.
pizza.
I thought it was supposed to open you.
Yeah, we'll get pizza.
Can we just order that inside class?
At 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
I really am.
What?
I had pizza for breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I mean, me
I'm
too,
never
but
against pizza for breakfast.
So
Yeah,
good.
no, me either.
I am.
We we should just bring snacks though for.
If I have a
everything.
soapbox for anything, it's that.
Like a
Why?
nice cold slice of pepperoni
No.
pizza for
Yes.
breakfast.
Yes.
ew, that's
Yes.
disgusting.
So
I agree.
What do you know?
Like,
Pepperoni
stick it in the
and
freezer.
cold pizza, nasty.
I can't have
If it
cheese,
isn't
but
crunchy-
sometimes I enjoy pizza.
Stick a stick through it.
Oh, okay.
You one of the lactose intolerant
I
people?
am.
It's unfortunate for you.
I just so
It's unfortunate.
Freeze it.
Now, I put a layer of glue on the bottom of my ground plan.
On the flappy flap.
I put a layer of glue on the bottom where the flap goes.
And you gonna send it?
Oh, and then we Paul
I'm
did that.
full on committing to this thing now by gluing it down. Gluing it down. I'm committed. Nothing's
Are you
changing.
pinning it and gluing it?
How are you
Yep.
doing it? It's not.
using
This
the
project
pen
is not
to
for
adjust
me.
it to the glue.
Oh, you're not.
But it might just melt. I don't think
As
it'll
far
light
as
on
I
fire.
For some reason, I think you should leave the walls off.
The paper will.
Do the Bristol board, and then put the walls on.
It's a lot
Am I
harder.
in?
In my head,
Well, it's
that
a lot
feels
harder to put the pin in. You're
Like
struggling over there.
This,
Yeah, look at him go.
do this first, and do the walls, and then combine them? Is that what you're
Well,
thinking?
he already had the slide ground plan underneath, so wouldn't it make sense if he just did the back wall and
Or
then
at
did
least
all
not
of it?
do that wall.
Just
Yeah.
not do the
Wait, so
side
can we?
walls.
You guys can do it however you want to.
See, yeah, I'm thinking he's making it too hard because he's trying to put the pin in.
Imagine if all of the walls were up and you're sticking your hands through it.
I know.
Yeah.
There's and tweezers. I know.
Again,
So-
imagine being a surgeon, guys.
Dude, I don't want to imagine.
I have decided to make my white model out of human organs.
Okay,
Human
well.
organs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
I bet if
no.
you dried them out, like rinsed them off enough, they might.
Oh my gosh, we are getting into the morbid place.
Don't worry about it. Just make it horrible. That's all I'm saying.
They used
Oh.
to make violin strings out of
Cat gut.
cat guts.
Really?
Yep.
Good thing I don't play an
anymore, I can
instrument.
tell you that much.
Yeah.
I also use
Nylon now.
But the bow is made out of hair.
They're not. You need a purse.
They're not handed down generally.
And then you don't touch your violin for a couple years and you
but
open
they're
your
not
case
from
and you're.
You could struggle to pin it, or you could just hold it for a minute and it gets really tacky.
Tacky. I don't want it to be tacky. I want it to be cool.
Well,
Just like
You're
just like
you,
morning
so.
pizza.
No.
No. Wait, you're
only like 3 people heard that, so. That's good.
You can. I'm gonna keep
I
it
thought
clean
Paul
for the
said you
children.
liked that.
We haven't been.
It does.
Just put it all out.
Never mind.
There we go.
Throw it around a little bit. It's good for us.
He builds character.
That just reminds me of like this video I saw where this guy had
Look, it's
his
your
girlfriend on the
stairs.
channel. She
No, that's the wall.
I know, but the stairs go between, Stacey.
He hasn't even drawn the stairs yet. I realized as I said it, I said that's not the right word. But
Dream.
yes, I really said that word.
I'm
Okay,
sure the right
listen.
word is broad.
Gerard.
I don't know. I
Oh, my alarm's going off.
That should go.
Oh, I folded that the wrong way. We'll edit that.
What a fun family.
So now that I folded it the wrong way, now I gotta try to score it again on this side
Oh.
without cutting all the way through. So that'll be
A
fun.
bunch of like weed hair.
Nope, I failed.
Oh. Why are we the way that we are?
When you throw balls.
Before the stairs, the energies. Aren't those Mickey Mouse earrings?
Yeah, they're Mickey Mouse pretzels.
They're so cute.
Oh, I want one. And a Dole Whip.
And a churro.
And a turkey leg.
I've never been to Disneyland.
Have you never been to one?
Oh.
Oh.
I was in the parade for band, but I didn't participate.
In the food?
In the rest of it, yeah. I just
You didn't participate in the food.
Paul, can we fit it for the school to take a trip to Disney for scenic knowledge about their warehouses and everything?
Maybe I can see what the class fees are left.
He's like, give me back your X-Acto knives and Bristol board and
Yes. Right grants?
Yeah. Flash right grants.
That's how
I
that
love
works.
how our brains work differently. I'm
know.
like, car wash fundraiser. That was
What is that?
wonderful.
What is that?
That's a boring.
Yeah. That's another show.
We don't know.
because it looks like he has a black eye. Is that the
I think that's
It's
the
a
oh, the shadow? Okay.
What show?
What's
The,
that one?
that guy.
Oh, that's Much Ado About Nothing. I did in grad school.
Is that grad school in Missouri?
No, it was in Connecticut.
How many grad schools did you go to?
Was that
One.
him? I keep seeing things that say MSU, and I just.
I taught at Morehead State University,
I'm like, whoa. Okay, thanks. Where is Morehead?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Oh
If we
my
do a
god.
Like,
Oh!
If we do a scenic design fundraiser, we
Ah!
can sell just like tiny
Okay.
things.
So there's that.
I like the purple on the back.
They'll dry clean.
Could do like a yard sale.
So is that like all we have to do?
Yeah.
So the next step I would do would be add the stairs and the furniture, but I got to do another section of the demo either next time or the day after to add furniture in.
Make furniture?
Yeah, you got to make furniture. But
So
we'll
we don't
do.
know how to make furniture.
You don't know how to make
Okay.
furniture yet. No.
Just to be clear.
Basically.
I can either teach you guys how to make furniture first thing in class on Wednesday, or you guys can start building first thing in class on Wednesday, and I can teach you how to do furniture on Monday.
I would like to apply what I've learned.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then we can wait till the first of class next Monday, and I'll teach you guys how to do furniture.
Yes.
Today's was by Polly Pocket.
Next.
So Wednesday.
Wednesday is a work
Paint
day.
it white.
Does anybody want to take foam core with them to start at home?
Oh my god.